Did they fish and catch any men for 3.5 years? The answer is no. Well, see, the steps that are laid out here. Two things happen. Separation.
Well, good morning, my radio friends. You have stumbled upon extremely quiet corner of the internet, and this little show, which I started doing a while back, I guess 6-7 years ago, really with just a camera and just an interest and little else. And here I am. I'm back again with another radio video. So I'm with the Sangean 909X this morning, which I am just annoyed as can be because I can't find the plug that goes to it, the power supply. I have it here somewhere, I just don't know where it is. And that enables me to keep the light on all the time, which frankly looks really cool in the video, I think. But as on battery power, I have to do intermittent light. So there you go. There's the beautiful blue light of the 909X, and we'll give it a tune here in a bit. Stop talking so much.
Do you read anywhere in here, in this book, in this chronicle?
It's about 5:30 Eastern time, and on the East Coast here. So there's not really anything, hardly anything on shortwave. Old Reliable, of course, is WWCR. I think that's the station. I just know it as Gene Scott Station, which has been this way for, in terms of longevity on the shortwaves, it would be hard to compete with a station like WWCR, which has been leasing to the Gene Scott and now Melissa Scott radio ministry since I got into the hobby. I think they've been on 5935, and so that was just kind of generally listening 30 years ago. And she's still there, or she's there now. Her husband was the primary preacher until he passed away. Gosh, it's almost 20 years ago now. Anyway, that's on the shortwave this morning, and little else. I found something up here. Maybe you guys can help me. Let's see. $5955. I can't figure out what it is, and my suspicion is that it's some sort of image. And you guys who are smart out there can tell me what that could possibly be an image of. I know it's some sort of multiple thing, but I can't remember exactly what it is. It's one of those things I probably should know. Anyway, it just gives. I'm suspicious that this is an image of maybe a regional AM station or something. I heard Canada in there at one point. Now, I could probably stay with that a lot longer here if I was just not making a video and try to discern what that is, but I don't want to bore you with that. Yeah, there's not a lot on, is there? And this is kind of the discouraging thing about the hobby, and I know I've mentioned this in other videos. The fact that there is stuff to listen to, but you have to. I think you have to be a pretty hardcore radio kind of guy to just. What am I trying to say? There are things to listen to, but they're not always easy to listen to. And sometimes you just want to turn on the shortwave radio and dial up a station and just sit there and listen to it. And there's precious little. Well, there are things to listen to, but when you compare it back to the golden days, and I think I was picking up on the shortwave hobby just before it really declined. So it may have been at its height when I got it. This would be a question for you radio historians, but I would imagine that the height of shortwave was in the 70s and 80s. And when I got, which was when I was coming of age, I didn't get involved with radio until really I was well in my 20s, and 25, I guess. So that, what would that be? 1990, right? Yeah, 1990. So I'm just giving away how old I am. Anyway, at that time in 1990, there were, oh my goodness, dozens of international broadcasters programming to North America in English. So you could just sit back and decide if you wanted to listen to Germany one night, or the BBC one night, or radio whatever, Netherlands, all of that. Those were available easily. Moscow, that was fun to listen to. But they've all gone. And that's, I think, a grief, which is kind of part of for me. I'm not saying it's for everybody. But, I guess on this, there's a certain, to a certain extent, there is a grief, because we know what it used to be like, and it was really cool. It's great. And it's not like that anymore, and things change, and that's life, and I'm not trying to whine about it. I'm just acknowledging that as middle-aged radio enthusiasts, there's got to be a fair bit of grief involved in this hobby. But let's focus on the positive today. I didn't want to complain or rant. So there's not much here. I go back to just trying to find some nice background music for this video.
They straightway forsook their net and they went, and they followed him.
Let's try.
Obedience to his word is the toughest thing that we have to.
Something there. Okay, it's the good. So you get a lot of preachers, a lot of preachers, a lot of Christian groups, and in English. So there, which seem to be the only group, organization out there that's really trying to get you to listen, I guess. Um, so if you're, I can't imagine being in this hobby where you were just kind of repelled by that. I guess I've always, I don't want to get too much into, that's probably another story, but as far as what I believe, sometimes I listen to it and kind of hear what they have to say, and then I move on. So, I don't know. I've been out of the hobby for a bit here, so I don't know. My suspicion is that this morning, 7570, without looking it up, is that this is a one of the overcomer frequencies on the shortwave. I just don't know what the hobby would be like if you didn't at least all the religious stuff didn't bother you. I mean, you kind of just have to. It's part of the territory. Okay, coming back from a slight camera adjustment. So, talking tune this morning. I think it's just about being back. It's just about having the radio and on in the morning with a cup of coffee and just kind of thinking about the hobby and listening to the short waves. So, gosh, I'm not sure this is it's kind of a depressing video. So this probably is kind of where I've been coming from the last couple of years in terms of the radio hobby. It's I was kind of holding on as a shortwave enthusiast, but we'll probably do some more videos in the coming days and weeks and months. Who knows? It is winter, and it's time to make some new stuff. So that's it for this morning. I hope if you made it to the end of this video, please do let me know.